Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Nate Floyd, and I'm a student success librarian here at Miami University Libraries. I want to thank Miami University Parent and Family Programs for putting this webinar together. And today we're going to be talking about how the libraries and the parents can partner for your students' academic growth. Here's a look at our agenda today. We'll first start by talking about some of the different library locations on campus. We'll talk about some of the library services and partners, and I want to shine a special light on the way that your student can get reference and research help, and then a little bit more about staying connected, and then finally we'll wrap up by highlighting two library departments that are pretty popular with students here on campus. So let's begin by talking about our two library locations. The first library I want to bring up is King Library. King Library is the flagship library for Miami University. It houses all of our social science, business, and humanities print resources. Of course, much of what the libraries has to offer can be accessed online, but for the printed materials, King Library is the one-stop shop for social sciences, humanities, and business resources. We also have lots of study rooms and King Cafe in the basement, so pretty popular spot for students. Our other library is the Art and Architecture Library, which is in the basement of Alumni Hall. It is a little bit more of a quiet space, but the same services are available. Study rooms, talk to librarians, and all of our print materials related to art and architecture. Here's kind of a short sort of pull-in map of the two library locations. King Library is sort of bordered on the west by South Campus Avenue, and the Wirtz Art and Architecture Library is bordered along the south by Spring Street. Together, it's about a 5-minute walk between both of these libraries. Should also mention that one of these services that the library offers is textbooks on reserve for your students. The university libraries looks at the top 50 highest enrolled courses and then purchases textbooks for those courses. So a student who might be enrolled in one of those courses can come to the library, check out a textbook free of charge. They can check that book out for about 2 or 3 hours. Most students will look at their reading assignment for the week, come to the library, ask for the textbook, and then usually scan the chapter that they need to read, or sometimes even just sit down and read the book right there in the lobby at King Library. So if your student has trouble accessing textbooks, this is a great resource, and they can contact the library and ask about if their textbooks are available on the reserve system. As I was mentioning, all of our libraries have study rooms. So eventually your student will have a roommate that may be a little bit distracting to their work. And so the study rooms are a great place for students to work collaboratively, especially in like group projects, but also for the student who just is looking for some solitude, quiet space. They can reserve a study room up to 2 weeks in advance, and you can reserve the study room up to 2 hours every single day. So this is a resource that gets very popular around midterms and around the end of the year, but most students don't have any trouble making an appointment to reserve a study room. There are also study rooms available at the Armstrong Student Center, and students can reserve a study room no matter where its physical location, right on the library's website. The libraries also has lots of technology for checkout. So if your student, if their computer is acting up or they need a camera for some of their coursework, or they prefer to work on a tablet, we have all of that available for checkout. I know podcasting is certainly a very popular thing among students now. So we see lots of students coming in to check out microphones and laptops, and then using some of the library software to edit some of that material. So if your student is involved or enrolled in a course that requires some multimedia use, know that the library probably has whatever technology item that they need available for checkout. Let me just shine also a light on some of our partners here in the library. The Howell Writing Center is located in King Library. This is one of the most phenomenal tools available, services available to students. The Howell Writing Center has trained staffers who can help students with their undergraduate writing work. So I think the thing that's really helpful here is that students who are, say, enrolled in that first English class or that first research writing assignment, when they come to the Howell Writing Center, chances are that that HAL Writing Center consultant has already worked with a student on a similar assignment. And that means these folks are in a unique position to work quickly and work efficiently. And I know that's something that Miami students really value. So students can reserve or set up an appointment on the HAL Writing Center website. They can communicate just via email. Sometimes they just do shared Google Docs, or they can also come in for an in-person consultation. So that's a really good resource. I know staff, faculty, students, everybody uses the HAL Writing Center. I would also call your attention to the Office of Research for Undergraduates. This is another unit that is partnered, that is housed here in King Library. You may know Miami University has a great reputation for promoting undergraduate research, and it is because of offices like this who help get the word out and then support students as they journey through the research process. This office also hosts the Undergraduate Research Forum every spring, and this is a super popular event, and librarians are often involved in helping students put together their presentations and conduct their research. So the Office of Research for Undergraduates and the HAL Writing Center are just two partners that the university libraries work with very, very closely. Let me say a little bit now about how to get reference and research help for students. One of our most successful, I would say wildly successful programs is the Personal Librarian program. Personal librarians are here to help your student take full advantage of everything the library has to offer. Our goal is to give students a face and a name that they recognize and a point of contact in the library who will be accountable to their needs. Personal librarians are assigned to all new undergraduate students, including transfers. When we get enrollment data from the Student Success Center, we're able to see what students are majoring in, and then we match them with librarians who have experience, expertise, backgrounds in those disciplines. So if your student is a political science major, our political science librarian is named Jenny Presnell. She's been here for 20 years. She knows every professor in the department, knows the curriculum, knows the assignments, knows what counts or constitutes as evidence in that discipline, and can then help students find the resources, the databases, the scholarly articles, the primary documents, the data sources that are common to that field of study. So if you are a biology major, we match you with a librarian who has tons of experience in that field and who knows the faculty here at Miami University. Students don't actually have to do anything to get enrolled in this program. As soon as students come to campus, we start emailing them. We email them every Monday morning from the time they arrive until the end of their sophomore year. So Personal Librarian program is something that is really important, and it's the type of resource that if your student is encountering academic problems or they need some sort of help finding resources for a research project, telling them to talk to their personal librarian is something that should resonate with them, and it is something that they can go directly to their email inbox and find all of the messages from their personal librarian. All they have to do is hit the reply button to start that process. Personal librarians are going to be perfect for answering student questions about library services, policies, procedures. They can help students formulate research topics, refine their research strategies, and identify the best sources of information. Another great resource is the Ask Us Chat help service on Miami Library's website. You can use this to chat live with a librarian. Librarians can help students find sources, hone their research questions, and manage their citations. We staff this chat reference service Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then on Sundays from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday is the only day where we're not live on the chat system. Students who are trying to use that system either after hours or on a Saturday, we get that in the queue. As soon as the next person comes in on the following day, we immediately start reaching out and answering questions. We get hundreds, if not thousands, of questions on the Ask Us Chat reference system. So between the Personal Librarian program and the Ask Us Chat service, these are two sources where if your student is encountering any kind of access trouble or they're not quite sure how to get started on a project, Miami University Libraries is the perfect partner to point them to. Another way for you to stay connected with what's happening at Miami University Libraries is to follow us on social media. We have accounts on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and you can find us by just going to Instagram.com, Twitter.com, Facebook.com/MiamiOHLib. Here's just some of here's a little bit of a sample of the type of content that you'll see on our social media. Here is a photo from the late night study breakfast that we host every year at the end of the semester. We get hundreds, if not thousands, of students who come through from 10 p.m. to midnight to refuel and talk to their friends. And we provide, of course, 600 donuts and 400 muffins and local bagel and deli, Skipper's Pub, SDS party pizzas. It's a really big event. And so certainly encourage your student to find us at the end of each semester and let them know about this event. Here's a picture from one of our game nights at the music library that we used to have. Here, all Miami students, faculty, and staff were welcome to attend, and this is an event that can run for hours into the night as students are playing some of their war games. Here's a picture of our book depository. So if students need to return a book, they can return that after hours. And so this is just some of the content that you would see on the Miami Ohio Library social media. Let me quickly now turn to some of our lesser known departments, but some of our most popular departments for the initiated. So special collections, university archives, and preservation are located on the 3rd floor at King Library. We have lots and lots of rare books, manuscripts, illuminated manuscripts, and these are increasingly being used as part of students' coursework. So students who are taking history classes or sociology classes, or truly any class across campus, can often find materials and often be asked to complete coursework that will rely upon special collections and primary documents. Here is a picture from our instruction room for primary documents, and you can see lots of students working their way through some of these materials. Here is some pictures of some of our older illuminated manuscripts. Here is one of our librarians, Rachel Makarowski, working with a group of students who are completing coursework around some of the items in our collection. Here's one of our handmade paper books that you'll see on display, and then some more students sort of checking out some of our manuscripts. We also have a makerspace at Miami University. Makerspaces are, of course, taking off in public libraries, and they are making their way to academic libraries. So in the makerspace, we have lots of really interesting materials. Here is a 3D printer, and you can do some embroidering. This is really the place for students to come up with ideas, develop ideas, and then test them out. Here we have a 3D printer. I know last summer we had a student whose cat was injured, and this student was able to design and create a 3D printed cast for the cat. And now this cat is, of course, walking the sidewalks of Oxford, feeling a lot better. And it's all due to this type of space that the libraries can provide. We also have a wood cutting machine. So lots of students design wood carving projects and come to the library and have those things printed and carved. We do lots of screen printing for t-shirts. We also have this 3D data visualization lab where students can put on the Oculus headset and go into virtual reality to explore the data that they have collected or are using in some of their work. Here's some of our sewing machines, another very popular item in the makerspace. Here are some more students working through some of the materials. One of our more popular events are these zine workshops where we use old magazines and ask students to turn them into new magazines. And this is a picture of one of those events where students are working with some of those materials. Here you can see we are screen printing the Miami M on tote bags. Tote bags are always popular on campus, and so students often come by and will have one of those tote bags made. So this webinar was hosted by the University Libraries and the Parent and Family Programs. I hope if you have questions, you will reach out to me. My name is Nate Floyd, Student Success Librarian, and my email is floydns@Miami University. And I hope to hear from you if you have any questions about the libraries or the ways the libraries might be able to support your students. Thank you for watching.